Peace, family. Listen, it is story time. All right. This is the Trauma to Triumph story, Xave Morgan story, y'all. And what motivated me to do this is because it was time. I had been talking to Miss Tammy Mobley over there on Creative Conversations. You can tune into her show every Sunday, okay? Every Sunday at 10 a.m. That's 101.3 and 990. 101.3 FM and 990 a.m. Rejoice Richmond, y'all. And so when I did that interview about a week or so ago, it positioned me to begin telling my story of how I made it from trauma to triumph, right? And although I'm not at my end goal, right? A lot of people may look at me today and say, "You celebrate already?" But it's because you don't know where I come from for real. You don't know what I grew through for real. You don't know my story for real. Like nobody does, honestly. Like nobody that you have ever seen me work with. I don't care how many times you've seen me with them. I don't care how many questions they assume they can answer when I'm not around about me. No. Cancel all that. I'm about to give you the real story, okay? And why I am the way that I am today, and how I became this strong-willed individual, right? This person who is operating through her purpose at all costs, okay? How I stay so grounded and motivated through my challenging situations, the things that the world may look at and be like, "Oh, it don't look too good." But I'm able to see past that with my third eye. You feel what I'm saying? These stories, my life story is the reason why. All right. And so I'm just going to be giving you a little bit of the story here and there. If it's specific questions that you have to ask me that you would like me to just explain more about, you can drop it in the comments below, or you can hit me up personally. I'm going to do my best to get to every comment I can until I build me a moderating team here. Anybody want to help support me, you can do so, please. I am just interested in building this community so I can get my word out, because God been positioning me to come and tell my story for a few years now, put it in a book, do some videos about it. But it's just so vulnerable. It's just so sensitive. It's just so many of the things that I can't even explain it. So I'm just gonna give you the story. Okay, now I got some childhood trauma, right? That I can definitely empower you and motivate you through the message of the story. But baby, I'm gonna start with the most traumatic event that happened to me in my life, okay? And the most traumatic event that ever happened to me in my life was when I got pregnant at 16. Okay? That changed everything for me. I found out how strong I was. I got to reevaluate my life, and I really realized that I can do anything I put my mind to, right? So, disclaimer, I had sex at 16, but I wasn't this fast tail girl rolling around here having sex for everybody, okay? I wasn't hoish, I wasn't grown, I was still respectful, I was very mature, but those are not reasons to get out here, ladies, and spread your legs. Do you understand me? Okay, because Auntie said so. Stop playing with me. All right, cool. So when I was 16 years old, I was dating this guy from around the way. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. Okay, born and raised, city county all my life. But Churchill is where I spent most of my days. All right. But I was raised in Churchill, right? I live in Churchill today. All right, definitely a Churchill vet. And so around this time, I had met a guy we were dating. He was a few years older than me. And at the time, he had a girlfriend. And I knew he had a girlfriend because we grew up around the same area. Everybody knows what you got going on. Stop playing with me. So, but he wanted to be with me. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to kick it and stuff. He wanted to chill and stuff. And so I was like, all right, cool. But you got to get rid of your girlfriend. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna be with me and still have a girlfriend. Like I said, I was very mature. I was very aware. And looking at it today, I understand more of what he was going through, right? Or why she still was there at the end of the story, okay? But anyhow, no excuses. I'm just saying I understand, right? But so he made me believe that he had actually left this girl alone, y'all. Okay, and I believed him. So I was like, okay, now you can have your chance. So after a few months of dating, okay, things got physical. We started having sex, okay, and I got pregnant, all right, because we won't use the protection, okay. And so I hid it for a long time. I'm talking about spitting up over people, little balcony things. They didn't live there, and there were vacant spots, okay, but spitting up over there, hiding it, sad, can't sleep, can't eat. You know, women, if you already, and you know, ladies, period, if you already had a child and you understand what I'm talking about, that first trimester, baby, do you know what I'm saying? Jesus, Lord have mercy. Thank God for nausea pills, okay? Because back then I didn't know anything about any of this herbal stuff, baby, okay? I was like, where the nausea pills at? But anyhow, so I got pregnant and I hid it for as long as I could, right? Doing my research, I realized that if I was going to get an abortion, that I needed to start opening my mouth now, because me and my boyfriend, we weren't having success with getting the money ourselves. Like, it was so much drama going on. He was in the streets. He was a hustler, right? And so, you know, things come with that type of lifestyle. He was trying to flip the pack, but under the energy of what's going on, you know, the money still ain't gonna be right, because now you got something to do. You feel what I'm saying? So that few weeks went on, and we realized, like, hey, look, we gonna have to ask our people for help, okay? And so I finally told my mom, and y'all, when I told my mom that I was pregnant, I had got all my stuff ready and packed on the bed, because it was gonna be, I was gonna announce the fact that I was pregnant. I was gonna grab my stuff in one swipe and haul ass out the door. That was my plan. Scouts honor, promise, that was my plan. Do you hear me? It didn't happen that way. So here's how it happened, okay? So I told her that I was pregnant, and she was very open and receiving about it, right? Mostly because she could kind of reason what was going on. You know, my mom was a teen mom. You feel what I'm saying? And her story, she had plenty of pregnancy scares and lack thereof, and more of that too. Okay, so you know, from that space, she probably wasn't too surprised, but she was like, "Hold up, wait, no." All right, so we had the conversation, and it went by all good. I left, and I told my boyfriend, I was like, my mama with it, you know what I mean? We're going to ask Papa to help us. Papa has always been the savior, okay? It took care of everybody churn, y'all. I digress. Talk about my Papa in another video. But, so Papa gave us the money. We made the appointment and go get the abortion. I got an abortion because, you know, just thinking about life and where I was, and you know, I already didn't have a lot of support. I already knew that things were hard, and I had all these reasons as to why I wasn't ready to be a mother, and why I wouldn't want to bring my child into this world, right? All these great excuses in my mind, but nonetheless my spirit still was convicted of the thought of the process of that whole abortion thing, right? You can relate, right? And it's okay. It's okay to have done something in your past, right? To have done something that your spirit necessarily didn't agree with, but you did it anyway because you learned from it. Here's what I learned. All right. So after that happened, I had the abortion and everything. The day of the abortion, my cousin called me and tells me that his girlfriend, the one that he was supposed to have left alone months ago, okay, his girlfriend was around the way, right, where we were, because I had moved by then. So she was around the way where we met at, running around there talking junk about me, saying that she was going to kick my baby out my stomach. So evidently she had found out I was pregnant. And, you know, all types of stuff. So he hears this. He immediately puts his clothes on to go handle the situation type thing, right? So he leaves. I put my clothes on. Now, if you ever had an abortion, you know abortion is just like having a baby. Your body is going through the same process, okay? And so I'm going through those things hormonally, you know, physically, emotionally. I'm going through these things. And so, but I put my clothes on, baby, because you got me messed up. I'm ready to see what's going on. I'm ready to see what's going on. Because I know y'all ain't playing with me on a day where I just had to get rid of my baby. It's the mindset, right? I know y'all ain't playing with me on a day where I'm trying to keep it holy, keep my stuff together. Now I feel like y'all playing in my face, like the kids be saying today. You feel me? I feel like you playing in my face, you know? So this is how I was feeling. So I put my clothes on, and I get ready to go out the door. So I try to finesse my mama. So I tell her, she like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to the pharmacy. Okay? She like, okay. So I leave out the house. I go the wrong way, family. I I went the wrong way. She yelled out the balcony, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to the pharmacy. She like, no, you ain't going the wrong way. In my mind, it wasn't clicking to me that the pharmacy, it was a pharmacy in the direction I was going, but that wasn't Walgreens, it was CVS. You see what I'm saying? You see what the spirit did to me? So I'm like, whatever. So she like, come here. So I turned back a little bit, and she like, I'm gonna go with you. I was so excited when she said that, y'all. I was jumping for joy in the inside of my being, because let me tell you how much faith I had, and I didn't know I had this much faith. I was gonna walk my tail up to that bus stop and ask somebody to pay my bus fare. Do you understand me? Cause I could get back. Cause I could get back. Just let me get there was my mindset, right? So I'm like, no, I got this. But when she said, I'm gonna go too, I was like, yes, now I got the bus. I was like, yes, I got the bus fare. I ain't got the goddamn bag. You know what I'm saying? All right, come on. You know what I'm saying? So we get around there, and he's nowhere to be found. I'm walking, looking for him. I am looking for him. Do you understand me? I am like, where he at? There you go. All right. So found him about an hour later. Found him. I'm at my homegirl house. My mom right there. And he so he was a hustler, like I said. So he had messed around, and he thought that my mom, when he had lost some work, okay? If you know what work is, if you know, okay? Follow along. Now, he had lost some work, all right? Like a few months prior to this situation. And he and I both believed that my mom had something to do with it. Maybe she had found it and given it to someone else, okay? So he had all this built up animosity inside of him. And at that moment, he threw it at me. So I can't remember what the hell he said. He said something about some money or something. And here's why I snapped. I snapped because when that had happened to his pack, I was willing. I used to have like 2-3 necklaces. Jewelry is my thing, right? So I was willing to pawn all my stuff. I was going to pawn all my stuff. And he told me not to, right? But I literally off in my hand, let's go. Like, we going to put. No, he didn't. So when he said something about money, it completely insulted me. And I'm talking about off my feet. I was ready to run down the street, right? So I hop up. My mama catch me in mid-air. I'm not lying. Y'all, I'm not lying. Y'all, I'm not lying. My mama caught me in mid-air, y'all, and my feet was still going. Do you understand me? Because I was headed down that street. Everything in me, I was going to take it out on him if she would not have caught me. Do you understand me? Child, just a bleeding, just a leaking, just a processing. You understand what I'm saying? So that situation happened, and it was the most traumatic thing I had ever experienced in life, because it was like a twofold event. Here's why. We almost done, all right? How I knew I could overcome anything, how I knew I could do whatever it was I put my mind to, was this, okay? After that day happened, I had an abortion that day. I lost my boyfriend that day. Like, I got embarrassed that day. Like, things weren't making sense that day. I felt like I wanted my life to end that day. I was so filled with guilt. Every morning I woke up for the next month and a half, almost 2 months, I cried and I prayed to God. I prayed to God for forgiveness. I had so much guilt inside of myself. I just prayed and cried, because even though I felt like I did the right thing, right, my spirit was so convicted. My spirit was so convicted at 16, because it's not right. It's not right, okay? And so my spirit was so convicted for the reasons why I did it. It wasn't no health complications. It wasn't anything that was going to affect the baby, to a certain degree, because, and I'm thinking about that now, because what was my mindset on the child's health? And it makes sense, because when you bring a child into a certain type of environment, depending on how the environment is, it can affect you mentally, emotionally, physically. You understand? Spiritually. So I don't know, but I digress on that. But I was in this deep state of depression. Like I said, I woke up every morning and I prayed to God and asked for forgiveness. But y'all, the thing was, when I got on the bus, because I was still taking public transportation, I had a job. Like I said, I was very mature at that age, but still making childish mistakes, okay? And so, but every time I get on public transportation, man, like, and I hear a child crying or something, I'll start crying. If I see a mom with her baby, I'm talking about major regret, like major regret. Do you hear me? And it tore me up. And by the time I knew it, it was 2 months. I hadn't been to school. I hadn't did no assignments. I hadn't showed my face. We had moved from the city, so I was going to Armstrong High School, and where we moved to, I was supposed to be going to Henrico High School, but I hadn't even been in school for like 2 months already because I was in this depression. And my mom, it was really nothing that she could do because of how she already was mentally, you feel me, and the different things that she wasn't able to overcome in life, right? So I was actually breaking generational curses, people, okay? And so but this one particular morning, I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was just around the house, and my mom came up to me, and I'll never forget how it made me feel. My mom came up to me and she said, "Do you want to drop out?" And I was insulted. I was completely insulted. I was, even though, and I say this in confidence, even though I had been out of school for 2 months, still nobody made me go to school in 2 months. Nobody pushed me. Nobody checked to see how I was doing mentally. Nobody had the capacity, the consciousness to tap into me in that way, right? So I was falling by the wayside, slowly but surely. But something about, do you want to drop out? It was something about it. Do you want to drop out? Do you understand me? I snapped right back into place, and I was like, no. I felt so insulted. I felt insulted because nobody was fighting for me. And immediately I had to realize that I needed to fight for myself. At 16, child or not, you got to fight for yourself. You understand me? And when we walked to that school, because then we went to Henrico High School, okay? I signed up, and the principal was there. I forget his name right now, okay? But the principal was there, and he was like, me saying some, you know, we in the middle of SOLs, right? Child, when he said that, it did not hit me. I was like, oh my God. So he was like, I'm thinking that I should just put you in the GED program. Oh my God. So after all the work that I done did, okay, I was 2 grades behind already because of, moving, being unstable, not having that solid background behind me in school to push me to study, push me to do my work, push me to do all these things at home. I was 2 grades behind already, right? And I was 2 grades behind, but I ended up being 1 grade behind because they transferred all of the Onslow middle school children who were doing great and who were behind. They transferred us mid-school year to Armstrong High School, right? I forgot the program that they did, so I upgraded, right? So I was able to advance to a grade, and so that made me then 1 grade behind. So here I am going to school, supposed to be an 11th grader, y'all, in the middle of SOLs, ain't been in school in 2 months, and the principal is like, I'm gonna put you in GED program. I'm like, oh no, you not? I was like, no sir. So I said, I can prove to you. Let me prove to you that I can do this. Let me prove to you that I'm going to graduate on time. Let me show you I can do this. He told me that I had to the end of that semester to prove to him, or that he was going to put me in GED programs. Baby, when I said, that's all he had to say. When I say, that's all he had to say. Because homegirl went to after school, summer school, night school. You got me messed up. What you talking about? So after I successfully accomplished all of those things, fast forward, I'm in 12th grade, but I still need like a few more credits that I can't necessarily fit in this day, right? I can't necessarily fit it in a day. I'm already taking a class at night. I think it was like Algebra 1. Like I failed Algebra 1 during the day, and I ended up passing Algebra 2, so I had to take Algebra 1 at night school. Child, I was a mess. Do you understand me? But nonetheless, I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to prove it to him. I'm going to do this, right? Here comes 12th grade. 12th grade graduation. No, I did not graduate in June with the rest of my peers, baby, because I still had to go to summer school and get my remaining credits. I think I had to do like 1 or 2 classes. I'm not even sure, baby. I did those classes, though, and I graduated in the summer of 2006, baby, and I was the person who did the commencement speech. Okay, talk to me. And I looked him in his face, and I said, didn't I tell you I was going to do it? Okay, because I meant that I was going to do it. I meant that I was going to be successful. I meant that I had a dream. I meant that I wanted something in my life. I meant that I wasn't going to be like what I sing. I meant that I wanted something different for me and my children. Do you understand me? It was then at that moment that I realized that I could do anything I put my mind to. And you can too. Peace. I love you.